the circular functions and their graphs. So we're going to look a lot at circles and having a radius of 1 most of the time, but here I have a circle and my radius is just r. So I'm going to go over some of the radian measures, and first we want to define what a radian is. So if I have some circle with a radius of r, the length around my circle, that is called the arc length. There actually is no h on it, so my arc length. And so I have some sort of arc length around. Well, when that arc length, when that distance here is the same distance as your radius, so when arc length, arc length equals the length of the radius, that is 1 radian. So if you go around the whole circle, we know that to be the circumference, and that is 2 pi r. So when I open up my arc length, say to there, and my angle opens up, so say that distance right there is my arc length, that might be half a r. So that means my radian would be, I would have a half a radian. And I spelled radian wrong here, of course, because I spell almost everything wrong. All right, and then we can keep on going that. Maybe this is a full r right there, so I add 1 radian, and I can keep on going around. So 1 full rotation would be 360 degrees, and we know that equals 2 pi r. So that means if I just go ahead and solve for r now, that r would equal 180 over pi. And then if we go ahead and let our radius equal 1, so if r equaled 1, if r equaled 1, then 1 equals 180 over pi. I can solve that, multiply both sides by pi. So then I have pi is equal to 180 degrees, right? Because that's a degree, that would be a degree, this would be a degree. So pi is equal to 180 degrees. And we're going to use this here in order to convert from radians to degrees. So when we're talking about radian, we're talking about the angle measure. What is this angle measure here? Okay, and so that angle measure right there would be half a radian, because this distance from here to here is 1/2 r, and my radius is r, so it's a half a radian. And then you can go around the unit circle, this whole thing right here, from here to here, this angle, since my arc is r, my arc length is r, and my radius is r, that means r over r equals 1, so my angle would be 1 radian, so just 1 radian. And if I go around the whole circle, my arc length would be 2 pi r. Divide that by r, r's would cancel, so my angle would equal 2 pi. So all the way around the circle, my angle measure is 2 pi radians. So whenever you see a pi, usually you think of, as long as it doesn't have the degree symbol, it's in radians. So even if I say 180, if I don't put that degree symbol, if I don't put this degree symbol on there, then it is in radians. It would be 180 radians. And so now we're going to use this fact that pi equals 180 degrees, and that means 2 pi would equal 360. So we're going to use that in order to switch between degrees and radians, because if I have my angle measure is 1 pi, that means in degrees it would be 180 degrees. And so in the next video, we'll switch in between. But that's just the definition of radian.